Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading today for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you to solicit for private readings. I do offer private readings, however, and if you're interested in signing up for one or to make a donation, the information about that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. So I thank you in advance. Leo, today we are doing your reading with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, as well as pulling an overall energy from the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I have this gorgeous Lodolite crystal for the readings this time around for grounding and amplification. I chose this deck for oracles because I've been just really drawn to animal energy lately. I feel like animals are really speaking to me. My own animals, my cats, and just animals in general. Like other people's animals on the street just kind of wandering up to me. So I just feel like there are lots of messages there. So the card that came out for you is Swan, and the word above it is beauty. So I don't know if you can, it's kind of hard to see, but the swan up here, it's so bright. It's the number 20, which is the judgment card. So there could be really big decision that you have to make at this time. I'm noticing a few things that are just really bizarre about this image. Sorry if you can hear all the honking. That's not spirit. That's just rush hour traffic. The fact that she's blindfolded. There are lots of bubbles around, and she's got a bubble in her hand, and the swan is kind of going after it. Bubbles to me represent fragility, fleetedness, something that's fleeting. There's something, you know, maybe in terms of beauty, maybe you think your beauty is fleeting, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But this, you know, I'm also thinking about the fact that swans are kind of, swans can be really territorial. Swans partner up for life. So just kind of giving you what the things that they want to say. I was going to say 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. Your first 4 cards just flew right out of the deck. So we shall see. Hope everybody is doing well and recovering from Mercury retrograde. I think the remnants are still with me, but things seem a lot clearer now. So 2 cards came out at the end, and wouldn't you know it, Strength card was one of those extras. You showed up in your own reading. The Strength card represents Leo energy. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love it when the signs show up in their own reading. It was the very last card. So, Leo, I feel like I'm talking really fast, so I apologize if normally I think I talk too slowly, so maybe there's a happy medium here. In your past energy, you have the Daughter of Pentacles represented by this beautiful deer. Daughter of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles, would talk about somebody who is making a small step forward. The word that wanted to come out was foray, a foray into something. I feel as though, you know, sometimes I'll see deer in the park. I live by a very large park, and when I see them, they're always traveling with their families, but the young ones seem very tentative with their steps. You know, like they're not sure, so they kind of want to travel in packs because they feel like they'll have more support that way. So it's clarified by the Mother of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands, represented by this snake here protecting her eggs. I see eggs in this example as ideas. Mother of Wands, Queen of Wands is very powerful, attractive. She's the power behind the throne. She has the directionality that the king needs. So it's almost like the Queen of Wands does all the recon and the King of Wands does the execution. You got this card in the reverse. Anytime the Queen of Wands is in reverse, there could be an element of frustration or anger, especially because this is in your element. It's the fire signs. So if there's some kind of frustration that you may have had here in the past with something that you wanted to start that seemed, you know, it's still beautiful. It's still a beautiful thing because this card is in the upright. But, or, you know, this could be talking about a child, your child, or a younger person around you, that if you're this Mother of Wands energy looking at this Daughter of Pentacles, it's kind of like pushing your kid out of the nest, or a mentee, or just somebody that, you know, you were encouraging them to take a step forward into something, and maybe they weren't moving fast enough for you, or they did something wrong, and now there's a little bit of frustration. It could be describing you as well, like maybe you tried something new and it didn't pan out the way that you thought it would, which is not to say that it won't pan out. And Spirit really wants me to emphasize that to you, that it's not because it won't work out. Like maybe it's just it's just not looking the way that you thought it would look. In the present energy, you got the Son of Wands. So a Knight of Wands coming in with a very clear message. So in the past, there was this small step forward, and in the present energy, there is a bigger move for action. The Wands energy is all about action, right? Like the Leos and Sagittarians and Aries of the chart, they're pioneers, they're leaders, they're mavericks is the word that I want to say. I don't usually use the word maverick very often. I'll sometimes refer to an Aquarius as a maverick. So there you might be dealing with an Aquarius as well. I just want to note too that there's this beautiful like kind of ray energy. It actually, I see a dandelion. Like if you hold it like way back, I see a dandelion and not a wand. That I feel like that is significant, that dandelions kind of, they're very fragile, much like the bubbles. There's something about fragility here. When you blow on the dandelion, it spreads the seed, right? But it's just as light as the wind, just like these bubbles. It's as light as the wind. So it's almost like this person, whomever this has brought you or is bringing a message, a very fast message, but it's fleeting, just like that energy I was talking about, the fragility, the fleetedness of something. The Knight of Wands, Son of Wands is typically known as a flash in the pan. He's here today, gone tomorrow. Really, really passionate, but like really temporary. There's something about that. Strike while the iron is hot. We just said that too. And it's clarified by the Chariot card, which is Cancer energy in the Major Arcana. Major Arcana of the Tarot, first 22 cards of the Tarot deck, which are big energies. They're the big divine energies like this one. Minor Arcana are the little details that you and I can affect. So in the Major Arcana, the Chariot, the Charioteer, represents very fast movement, represents victory, a mastery over the divine feminine and divine masculine. You're not kind of shifting into one or the other. There's like a mastery here that you can pool all of your energies and harness them and then push forward. So very, very, this is in your present energy, things are very fast. Things are very, very fast. Let me get a clarifier on that one. That was a fast clarifier. You got the Death card in reverse. Death card is Scorpio energy, and it talks about an ending bringing a new beginning and a revitalization or a rebirth of something, but you got it in the reverse. So there's something here that you are quick to close. You really want to bring something to an end, like a cycle to an end, so that you can start new. Like you're feeling really I just heard like winner winner chicken dinner. Like you know you have something good, and it's almost like I gotta strike while the iron is hot. I gotta move on this before it goes away. And in order to do that, I have to bring something to an end. Now this could be a relationship, a business partnership, a contract. I'm not sure. Let me pull one more because I'm curious. What is this Death card in related to? What are we trying to... Daughter of Cups. So it could be a friendship. Daughter of Cups is Page of Cups. Usually something that is an apology. So maybe somebody's trying to... it's authentic. I feel a little hesitancy. Almost like Spirit wants you to like, whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. I'm seeing this image of, yesterday I went to this state park that we have near my house. And right before you get to the park, there are these horse stables. And it's really funny. One day I'll take a picture of it. There's a stop sign right as you get into the parking lot. You have to stop before you proceed forward. But instead of saying stop, it says whoa. Like, whoa, buddy. Yeah, Spirit. So they're showing me that right now. I love that sign. I don't know why I don't stop to take a picture of that sign, but they're showing me that very clearly. That it's kind of like saying you're very eager to bring something to an end. You haven't yet, in the present tense, and Spirit is saying, just hold your horses just for one moment, because whatever this is, it's beautiful. It's small, but it's authentic. Could be an apology, a gesture. Not sure. Take it as it resonates. What I do know is that Spirit wants you to pause. Are your ideas good? Sure, absolutely. But doesn't mean that we need, what is meant for you will not pass you by, right? Take care. Be mindful. Take care. Be mindful. What's in your potential future energy? Well, look here. 6 of Wands in the upright. So major arcana, minor arcana. This is the minor arcana version of this card in the tarot, which represents victory. It represents in the everyday of the, you and me, the things that we can affect. And it's clarified by the Ace of Swords. So fabulous energy. It's clarity, and I'll have you note the infinity symbol here. The swords, the suit of the swords is cerebral, so it's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So again, maybe you're dealing with an Aquarius, like I mentioned before, but this is an epiphany that Spirit brings to you in the form of an ace. All aces bring new energies from Spirit. And so whatever this victory is, you're going to receive a lot of clarity with it. Because it's almost like, have you been in the dark about something? Or, Spirit just said, have you chosen to remain ignorant to something? Like, I don't want to look at that. Don't show me. Don't show me. You know, that kind of energy. Like, I don't want to be bothered with that right now. I mean, this is a peculiar picture, to be honest with you. Because I don't really... Why are you feeding this swan empty bubbles? It's not sustenance. It's not food. It's not... it's nothing you can use. There's a little bit of whimsy. It's almost like, are you going to go after the shiny thing? I just saw 303 on a school bus. That might resonate with somebody. So, this is the shiny thing. Very sexy. Very alluring. Charismatic. Attractive. You can have it if you want it. You can have it if you want it. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but, you know, and Spirit will bring the clarity to you. But there's it's peculiar. There's something about it. I'm trying to put my finger on it. Let me ask for a clarifier. I'm going to ask for a clarifier on the Swan card, because it also, to me, represents number 20, judgment. So it's like having to make a decision about something. So I'm going to ask for a clarifier. What am I picking up on, Spirit, that this is a peculiar energy? What's it about? 2 cards came out. The High Priestess in reverse and the Son of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Like, there could be another offer here, but you can't see it. You may not be tapping into your intuition right now. Like that beautiful kind of crystal ball that this white tiger has. The High Priestess is Major Arcana, Pisces energy, and talks about a spiritual being that sits at the veil between worlds. Very psychic, intuitive, all-knowing, all-seeing, says nothing. And I asked, what is it that I'm picking up on that's not so, it just feels a little off, and it's because there's something here that you're not seeing. And it's an offer. The Knight of Pentacles is much more stable and reliable than the Knight of Wands. That's tarot facts. Whatever this is, it's, again, this could be sexier. Do you hear that song in your head of the snake charmer, that snake charmer song? When they play the flute and the snake comes up out of the wicker basket or whatever that is. It's almost like I hear that song now. This like alluring dance of this snake. Very, very hypnotic. See how the Son of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, seems a little less flashy? His head is down too. It's almost like there's a shyness here. There's a shyness here, and so it's almost like this is the unpopular vote. I think that Spirit is really emphasizing the fact that okay, they just gave it to me. So, have you ever gone into like sensory deprivation of any kind? So, one time when this is so random. but not. When I was in high school, believe it or not, I was in the choir. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm supposed to tell the story. When I was in high school, I was in the choir. I was an alto, clearly. But one time, my choir was asked to record a song. I don't know what it was for. But we went into a professional recording studio. I had never been in one before. And of course, in a studio, on the walls are noise-canceling tiles. So they're like foam, or they're made out of some special kind of foam that absorbs all outside energy. And there's a clarity, right? So it's really a bizarre feeling if you've never been inside of a studio, because everything is dampened and it's so quiet that you can almost like, everything else becomes heightened, and you can hear the inner workings of your body. It's almost like you can always hear your heartbeat. You don't realize that you can. But then when you start thinking about the fact that you can hear it, you get really like freaked out. I mean, some people do. I don't get freaked out by it, but like, I have a friend that gets freaked out when she meditates because she focuses on her breath and then she starts to hyperventilate. I mean, that's a real thing. So I'm saying all this to say, when I brought up the high priestess and said, okay, you're not, maybe Spirit is saying to really focus in on your instincts and your intuition a little bit more. When I see this blindfold now, it's almost like you are taking away one of your senses so that your other senses can become clear. So the fact that the sight here is taken away would suggest to me that the listening needs to become more clear, you know, or the taste or the smell. But for these purposes, I feel like it's hearing. There's something that you're not listening to that could be a very, very, I just heard the word lucrative opportunity. Lucrative, I mean, yes, it could be finances, but it just could be opportunities, like lucrative in human capital, right? If we're not that I like to use that, I don't like to use that term, Spirit, but because I don't want to think of humans as capital, but in a sense we are. I mean, we are exchanging things all the time. If we're exchanging money, or exchanging energy or time, emotions, whatever. So by isolating out one of your senses, your hearing can become stronger. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, just close your eyes and listen to what is on offer, right? What is on offer? Because it's authentic. It's small, but authentic. That was very, very long-winded, but we got there. So what's advice from Spirit makes sense now. You got the Hermit, clarified by my favorite card in this particular deck. I mean, the Empress card is my favorite, but the Temperance card features a heron, and that's my spirit animal. Remember I told you the animals seem to be talking? This is my spirit guide and my spirit animals, the heron. So, quieting the mind, digging deep inside. The Hermit energy talks about dark night of the soul, talks about spiritual reckoning, looking at your triggers and your inner child issues. And, you know, I don't want to toss that expression around willy-nilly. Have you ever tried it? I'm not saying you haven't, I'm just being, you know, bombastic. If you've ever tried really looking at the things that trigger you, it all goes back to when you were a little kid. Being bullied on the playground, being bullied by your parents, pressured by your friends, being called too skinny, too fat, ugly, you know, oh, you're so pretty, you know, but you're probably not smart, or whatever crappy things people say to each other that make a terrible impression on you growing up, that just reverberates throughout time. And before you know it, you're an adult having to deal with addictions or dysmorphia or whatever it is, because our minds are that complex that we lose connection. And so now Spirit is saying, get that connection back, that inner guide, that inner light, that inner fire. The Hermit kind of squirrels themselves away, or rather tortoises inside their shell. You're not going away forever. It's just about take some time out, take some time off, take a vacation, have quiet energy. Because in that quiet energy, the Temperance card, there's patience, right? And there was a need for patience back here in the present energies. I'm sorry, I'm pointing to my desk, but the present energies where just take a breather, don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. You will succeed either way, but don't you want to be clear about what it is that you're succeeding at? There's going to be choice. There's going to be, choice, but there's going to be transmutation. So transforming one thing into another thing. You can see the tears here turning into fuel. It's pain into power. Pain into power. And it's further clarified by the 2 extra cards that came out in the end. The Daughter of Swords, or the Page of Swords, and your card, Leo, which is the Strength card. An absolute mastery over the ego and fear. Look, I mean, this raging lion has this serenity. It's got a rose in its mouth. You want to look at something that is seductive. What are we going to look at here? Are we going to look at this snake, which I'm not trying to dog snakes. I'm a snake sign in the Chinese astrology, so props to snakes. But in this deck, are we going to look at the snake, or are we going to look at ourselves in the mirror as the Leos that you are? These beautiful, ability to roar, but only when you have to. Otherwise, it's the beauty. It's the serenity. It's got a rose in its mouth. Roses have been coming up a lot lately for me in other readings, and there's something about roses. And it's on offer here for you. This is a mastery over your fears. And then an inquisitiveness from the space of the intellect, right? Whereas we might be really motivated by the fire energy, that zest and zeal and passion. There is a pause, a contemplation, a strategy, right? Small but mighty. A lot of page energies in this reading that are impactful to you. So that's your reading, Leo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe to this channel, comment down below. Love to read your comments to get your feedback on if it resonated with you. And please hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thanks, Leo.